Good evening, Rush Nation. Welcome to the 5 Yard Rush NFL podcast with me, your host, Joel Hewitt. As always, joined by Alex Woods, and Pete Melia. How are we doing, boys? That was really hard to do. I thought of it during the countdown. I was like, oh, what fun thing should I say this time? And then halfway through, I went, oh no.
And if anybody doesn't have the context, you just sound like you had an aneurysm.
Drake made me. What a guy. What a family. Anyway, how the devil are we doing?
Good. Yeah, good to be chatting with you guys, as always. It's one of the highlights of my week.
Love that. Happy to see you. You've been incommunicado and just unconsolable for a few days for reasons we may or may not get into.
We won't talk about
that. No, absolutely not. Why would we? That would be silly.
Yeah.
I hope that this is somebody's first ever time watching and they're like, oh my God, what are they not talking about?
He's lost.
I guess we'll find out a little bit later. Before we start, I want to give a shout out to the UK and Ireland New York Jets fans on Patreon and Twitter and all of the good places. I won a little giveaway from them this week. I'm a Patreon fan. This is their logo. It's very cool. And I won a little badge. And I won a little Gotham City football terrible towels. That's all right. A little bit of that. I got some stickers and a cool pen, and that the hat was already mine. I just wore this because I'm a card-carrying fan club member of the New York Jets. So there we go. I've seen a lot of anti-Jets propaganda this week where people are making fun of, if your friend decides to watch the NFL, just let them support anybody but the Jets. Like it's rough out there for gangrene. And Alex recently found out that the Jets call themselves Gotham City.
Do you not know that?
No, because obviously, like everybody, I have watched The Dark Knight Rises. So I watched The Dark Knight Rises and was like, oh, obviously Gotham is Pittsburgh because that's the Steelers stadium and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers when Bane destroys the stadium and the football pitch. But then, as Joel corrected me and reminded that, Gotham, yes, they call themselves Gotham City, but that movie was just filmed in Pittsburgh and in Chicago and everywhere else, but actual New York.
Yeah, Glasgow as well, quite a bit of it, wasn't it?
Was it Glasgow?
Yeah. Yeah, most of them.
I'd love to see Batman in Glasgow. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, you're in another bad spot.
It depends what Saturday night you're talking about.
It's so good. Stop booing people in the comments.
That's obviously for the on there cheering the Rams.
No, that was me replying to Delta Quarterly Hall, who said Chelsea, and I assumed that they were looking at the colour scheme and putting them together, but no, that would be the Rams.
Gotcha.
Yeah, just from Hypernova Steve. Anyway, should we get on to, I think we start with a little bit of news today, aren't we?
Zazu. Yes! Sir, news from the underground.
Zazu, sir, news from the underground. What a week of news. I expect these things to slow down a little bit. Like, what in the blue hell is going on? I'm certain that this is the most hirings and firings and everything that we've seen, like, just literally as somebody is out of the playoffs. It's like, oh, you've just lost the game. I'm really sorry. While you're in the office, here's a box. And if you could just fill it, and then that'd be grand. I guess we start with McDermott getting fired in Buffalo. That's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah. I can see why they did it, but it could backfire spectacularly on them.
There were definitely two camps. It's like, oh yeah, I saw this coming, and oh my God, why?
Yeah.
There's no, maybe that was an option. It is those two things. Why? I guess, Pete, what do you think?
It is. Have we reached our ceiling with McDermott? I think that's part of it. But the confusing thing for me is that he got fired and Brandon Bean got extended. The GM promoted even, yeah, got promoted despite the fact that their roster's pants. They've really not done well to surround Josh Allen with talent. Now that, I mean, it could be that they've actually got decent talent and the coaching's not great, so they could perceive it that way. But part of that is them going, I think that's what they think it is, and I don't see that. I think they've got players there that are lackluster, that have underperformed, and I don't put that on McDermott, but I can see them going, actually, have we reached our ceiling here? Do we need fresh blood to try and make it move? It might also be that they think they want to promote Joe Brady because he's quite coveted as a head coach around there. Some Bills fans don't agree with that. They think he should be fired into the sun as well because it's a fairly undynamic offense. But it's generally worked, and he knows Josh. I still don't fully understand it. I don't know if you see it differently, Alex.
I think I'll pick up on the last point and then build backwards, kind of, if that makes sense. So with the Joe Brady thing, the Bills have been so hot and cold this season. And when they've been hot, oh my God, they've been the best team in the league. When they've been cold, is it the defense that's let them down that week? Is it Josh just having a bad day? Is it, oh, this player didn't do this player didn't do that, this player didn't do the other? Because if you look at it, and we've discussed this multiple times, there are multiple teams that don't have a number one wide receiver. I would say the Bills are one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
They don't have an out-and-out wide receiver. If you've got an MVP-level quarterback, you need an out-and-out wide receiver one. They've got a running back one who was great. He didn't show up this week, but he was absolutely superb this season. So you look at it that way and go, yeah, your offense is maybe one or two pieces away from being absolute top tier because they've got a tight end that's mint. I really like him. He's absolute dope. But like the way that it works backwards then is, right, okay, so Joe Brady probably could be the head coach. Let's go a step backwards and go, was it McDermott reaching the ceiling? Maybe, but for me, it was McDermott over these playoffs made multiple coaching decisions that were questionable. And multiple decisions that put Allen in a bad situation where he had to be a Superman last week and he had to absolutely ball out and go crazy and then kind of run out of steam this one, which is why he had the forced fumbles, which we'll get onto probably, and he lost the ball in the recovery because there were multiple positions where they made him vulnerable against that amazing pass rush right there. But again, that's the scenario of it. He will find a head coaching job somewhere else, and he will make a medium team very good.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll dig into the project specifics on that. I think he will. He'll fall. I said it earlier on to one of our Steelers friends, but if the Steelers love one thing, it's a coach that gets them into the playoffs and then immediately loses. So it seems like a match made in heaven. So it'd be interested to see if he goes there. I think it's probably going to end up being Flores, but it'd be interesting to see if he rocks up there because there's such massive turnover this year that there are going to be decent opportunities available. Ironically, he's left probably the most appealing.
Yeah, well, our Steelers friend, Chris, he's not watching. He said, "Oh God, I bet Harbaugh is like gutted that he's like almost signed on the line for the Giants." And I disagreed with him immediately. I think that obviously, yes, fine. I've got a bit of a thing for the Giants at the moment, but that aside, I think you can set expectations slightly lower at the Giants. You're not expected to come in and win the Super Bowl. Whoever comes into Buffalo is expected to at least go to the championship game, if not, the Super Bowl. So I think Harbaugh now, if he went to the Bills, I just don't think he would make all that much of a difference. And the thing that they do need, like you say, is like a class wide receiver one. And Harbaugh not really known for like really doing that. I mean, if we look at the Ravens, what have we got? No one I'm playing, actually, to be fair. I wouldn't class any of them as a wide receiver one. The best I'll give him is a 1.8.
Yeah.
Basically. Bunch of twos across the board.
Absolutely.
Everyone gets a B. So yeah, it. I guess I couldn't remember whether or not we talked about. Is it John Harbour? I get them both
John
mixed
Harbaugh,
up. Yeah, John went to the Giants. I couldn't remember if he did that before the pod last week or since. But yes, that's pretty decent. And I said McDermott has the opportunity to do the funniest thing and go and coach Miami.
Yeah.
Like stay in the division. Like I know their entire offense and defense like the back of my hand. Come on, let's go and do that. And all you've got to do in Miami is just be better than the Jets, and you're fine, aren't you? Like they're going to keep you for a couple of years at least. Just don't be last.
Yeah, but unfortunately, they've gone and hired Jeff Hafley, the Packers defensive coach.
Yeah. Boy, have I had to Google some people this week. I'm like, oh, Jeff Hafley.
I've said for a while, I think Jeff's going to get a job. I wasn't expecting Miami. I was really expecting him to go over to the AFC North. I thought over there would fit. Ravens have, as Steelers and Browns have all got really good defensive players, so he can lean into his strengths and they can bring in a really good OC. I think he'll do well down there. But yeah, I think McDermott will rock up somewhere. I think Hafler's going to be really, really good. It'd be interesting to see what happens in Green Bay now, because part of that and part of that decision for Micah Parsons agreeing to that trade there was the coaching staff. And he even said as much himself, like, I came here for LaFleur, who's just been extended, and Hafley, who's now left. My expectation is that the Packers will go after Al Harris, who is the Bears defensive backs coach. Well-respected there, led the league in interceptions. He did it when he was at in Dallas, and I think he used to play for Green Bay as well. So I would not at all be surprised to see that happen. It'd be interesting to see how that rocks out.
Did the Dolphins front office just go, yeah, you've had 6 months putting up with the absolute nutcase that is Micah Parsons. You can now deal with Tyreek Hill.
Yeah. I don't think Micah's a nutcase. I really don't. I've got a lot of time for Micah. But he probably just wanted to be somewhere warm.
I was
it's
thinking
not fun living
my
in Green
next
Bay,
comment was going to be, I've spent 4 or however many years in the frozen tundra that is Lambeau. You know what? I just want to go to the Hard Rock Stadium, and you probably get pretty good seats for the F1 that they have down there. It's a good time to go and like coach Miami. The expectations are low, like so low. So yeah, go for it. A surprising one. Honestly, I want to say Mo Salah. Salah to the Titans. I can't. There's one Salah, all right, and it's Mo, and I'm not even a fan. But yes, I've already forgotten his first name.
Roe Salah. Robert.
Don't you do that to me.
See if you can get it to stick. Roe Salah.
Yeah, so Roe.
He's the Bizarro of Mo Salah.
Yes,
Mo Salah, the Bizarro, because he's a defensive guy and Mo Salah's an offense. I'm sticking with that bit. That bit is going to carry on. Roe Salah.
And
so Roe Salah to the Titans.
The funny thing about this is the best bit is the conspiracy theory that Titans fans are convinced that they are the reason it's Roe Salah. Because last week the Titans said, this is all the people we've interviewed in this first week for the head coach, and there was 7 coaches. And then yesterday they did the same again and said, these are the 7 coaches we've hired this week. 6 hours later, and on none of those lists was Robert Saleh. 6 hours later, Robert Saleh's got the job. Because they whittled it down, they said it's now down to 2 finalists, Matt Nagy, who was the favourite for a long time, and Robert Saleh, who came in out of nowhere. But the visceral reaction from Titans fans, they think new GM and everything, trying to make an impression in Tennessee, wants to get the fans on side, and bowed to fan pressure to bring in Salah instead of Nagy because nobody wanted Matt Nagy. And he only wanted him because the part of it was the Chiefs link as well, which we kind of talked about last week.
I'm just going to bring it up. So this is like the official Titans head coach interview, tweet, Instagram, whatever it might be. So we've got a bunch of like coaches on there. No Rowe. Rowe cannot be seen. And then we go on to the other one that they posted up. Still no Rowe. So
Yeah.
it's like we interviewed all of these people, and the man for us is the what? Do you hire one of these guys, or do you take what's in the mystery box? And they're like, oh boy, what's in the mystery box? God damn it! So now the Blue Jets are just going to continue being the Blue Jets, aren't they? Like,
I mean, a defensive coach when in a division where the opposing quarterbacks are 2025 CJ Stroud, Daniel Jones, and mind blank, Texans, Titans, Colts, and
oh, you've done it to me now.
Jags.
Thank you.
Trevor Lawrence,
and Jags, and Trevor Lawrence. So having a defensive coach, they're going to have some fun with pickoffs and things like that. You can get at those quarterbacks, so it actually really works in the AFC South. I think it's a really smart move.
The other way to look at
if you've
it
got
is
a good defense, it's the Titans.
Yeah,
It's no good being a defensive-minded coach if all of your defensive players are pretty toss. Like,
you're 100% right. The other way to look at it is that you're coming into a division with a surging Colts where they did very well for half the season and then completely fell off a cliff. So let's say that next year they'll be better and hopefully not fall off a cliff. And your two other teams in your division just made the playoffs and made the playoffs emphatically.
Yeah. But then lost emphatically. Well, one of them lost emphatically anyway, which we'll get to in a bit. But I'm not talking about really from Salah's point of view. If he thinks, I mean, they had all pros on defense in Tennessee and the special teams as well. So he's seeing there's pieces there. We've got a young quarterback who definitely flashed in Cam Ward towards the back end of the season. So there's room for optimism there. And I'd still have more faith that Cam Ward takes a step next year over Daniel Jones and a lack of picks because they traded picks away to go all in this season on the likes of Sauce in Indiana, and then he went wrong.
Yeah, I think Bobby is probably going to do just fine. They've got a decent draft pick. Like, for me, get rid of it. Go and get a few extra picks. Get a decent, like, just go all defense. I think,
Yeah.
And then if you've got a defensive-minded coach, just let him build a brand new team. I've not looked at like free agency as of yet. Outside of, I think I saw a list of wide receivers, and it looked pretty tasty.
Which they need, to be fair.
Shout out to Sean Leak 14. I subscribed. Thanks, Sean. Big fan of your work.
Looking very comfy there.
I know, yeah. I stand through this thing every week, and I just see him looking like dead chill, and that's dead cool. So yeah, I mean, look, now that we're getting closer to the Super Bowl, weirdly, now my interest in the off season actually starts to peak a little bit. Like, my two favorite weekends in football have happened.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that. What were you saying?
It's because you're a Jets fan.
I'm a card-carrying New York Jets fan. There we go. Bam. Pay for it and everything, but pay them every month.
PFF actually have them drafted in their latest mock draft. They actually have the Titans drafted Ruben Bain Jr. from Miami, who was just phenomenal in the national championship this weekend.
Because where are they picking?
4.
Yeah, they're in the top 5. I thought they were 5th. But yeah, that's not too bad.
And
Oh, good old Shawnee, Steelers fan. God bless you, mate. Hopefully, you'll get a better QB and a coach that likes to win more than just enough next year.
He'll just be
Do we have
Brian
anything
Flores
on the
making everybody
Steelers?
angry.
Have the Steelers interviewed anybody? Have they even
Flores.
tweeted out like a list of names? Like, where are we at? Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait, they
they
have.
have.
Nick McCarthy.
Flores was today,
Yeah.
I think,
Right.
and I think he's the favourite.
Okay.
I haven't seen any others. Maybe they'll promote Arthur Smith from within, and then we'll see if Sean remains a Steelers fan after having Arthur Smith as his head coach, if that happens. But yeah, not masses, but that's not really the way the Steelers are. They're quite conservative about what they do, and they're very considered and everything. So I trust that they'll make the right decision because they generally do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
It's
shame.
a good division to go into. I can't see why bigger names aren't going over to have a look. It's just there to like take.
I mean, there's one huge reason. His name's Aaron Rodgers.
He's not staying.
he might. He's even said himself he's not sure.
Yeah,
I think that's the first question you ask in the Steelers interview. Hey, why do you want to do this? Well, you might have a new QB. Oh, no.
we're committed to Aaron.
I think Aaron's staying.
So,
Oh, okay, I'm out. Bye. See you.
Steelers interviewed Jeff Hafley before he went to Miami. They interviewed Ejiro Evero, the Panthers DC, scheduled with Mike McCarthy, interviewed Jesse Minter, the Chargers defensive coordinator, who everybody's interviewed. He's had so many interviews this offseason. If he doesn't get a job, he needs some coaching, I think, on his interview technique. Who else is there? Nate Schulhasser, the game coordinator.
It's the competency questions that get me. Like, tell me of a time when you gave excellent customer service. That's it. I can't think of it right now. I've not been great.
Like that bit from American Office. Tell me your strengths. How about I tell you my weaknesses? But my weaknesses are my strengths.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah. So yeah, they've interviewed a few. I still think Flores is going to get it. I'd be surprised if he doesn't.
Yeah, fair enough. And then let him get his own QB from somewhere.
Yeah. And then the other big one is in Atlanta as well.
Yes, A-Town. You really did it, didn't you? You went and took Stefanski. I couldn't be happier. I don't understand the love for him. I saw him coach the Cleveland Browns, and fine, they're the Cleveland Browns, but you know what? They're also the Atlanta Falcons. So don't give me I think everything's gonna like come up Falcons. No, absolutely not. Who dat? Let's go.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Like he came in as an offensive mind. He's offensive. That's his skill set, and he went into Cleveland, and fair enough, he hasn't had quality at the quarterback position. Like they thought they were going to get it when they traded for.
Hi, Sean.
They traded for Deshaun, and he didn't want it. He didn't want the Deshaun trade, and they did it anyway, and it didn't work out. So he's gone, right, I need to show what I'm worth. I'll go somewhere with a decent quarterback. So he's gone to Michael Penix Jr. Really? This is probably your last chance to get a head coaching job, because if it doesn't work here, you are a coordinator for life now. You don't get more than 2 shots in.
Backup coordinator? I feel like, we should have that like backup QB. I think we should have backup coordinator. He can just be in charge of the backups.
Yeah.
There we go.
Go on, Alex.
But they have everything else.
Yeah, fair. They do. But we know in the NFL, if you've got everything else, if you don't have a QB, it doesn't really matter, or it rarely matters.
And towards the end of the season, Kirk Cousins did okay.
The statue that is Kirk Cousins stood
okay,
there
man.
and did absolutely fine. I can only assume that he's going to get better with age.
Right. So there's no disagreement on who Kirk Cousins is at the moment. He is a top 25 QB in this league. He's not very good. He's not absolutely dross. You wouldn't draft him in your fantasy leagues. Let's say that. But if you went, hey Kirk, guess what we're going to do? We're going to get you to throw the ball 10 times. 5 of them are going to go to Drake London. 5 of them are going to go to Kyle. The other, and all the rest of the game is going to be Bijan Robinson. How do you feel about that, Kirk? Yeah, man. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah.
He walks into the building and you're just like, hey, Kirk, do me a favor. Can you just pass me that? And he goes, yeah. Perfect. You've got the job. And he's like, yeah, if you'd have thrown it, you'd have been back up again.
Don't sell me this pen. Just hand it off to me.
That's absolutely it. I think they could win, 9 games? And I'm sorry, in that
division. Whoa!
That's ambition. That is ambition. They could win 4 games.
You heard it here.
In that division,
NFC South champions, the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah.
Usher
they have a cupcake
is
division.
reeling
Have a
right
soft
now.
schedule. That will help. And to be fair, the one good thing about Stefanski is, in his time in Cleveland, Nick Chubb was the best running back in football. I would argue he was the best running back in football. Yeah, not from a fancy point of view, from an actual running back skill and a pure runner. So give him Bijan. I will be taking, and he's not a running back by committee kind of guy either, like Arthur Smith, who kept insisting on giving flipping carries to name completely escapes me. The other
if you don't know, we
Tyler
don't.
Rogier. When he had Bijan.
He was on the tip
Yeah.
of Alex's tongue. Yeah, I've got the number 1 pick in our Kong League, mate. You don't think that I'm going to try and run it back and take Bijan? Damn skippy I am.
Running it back, as in like back-to-back first overall pick?
No.
I believe in you, Joe. I believe in you.
So I won with Bijan, and then I lost this season. So now I'm going to win it back with Bijan Robinson.
I see.
You heard it here first, anybody that's in our league. Don't be mock drafting Bijan Robinson first. He gone.
Spoilers.
They don't have a first round pick this year.
No, because they traded it to the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that.
Super Bowl winning Rams.
Yeah. So
Quiet boy. More coaching news. It's good news. Oh no, wait. We haven't got into the. Should we bring it down for a minute while Alex does some research? Kill some people, and then we'll end on somebody got a job.
Yeah. Okay. The big injury news this week. There's a couple that are probably the most known and the biggest news of the week is Bo Nix breaking his ankle, doing nothing. What's that finger point for? That's for this season's, isn't it? That's a new heart.
Yeah, it was.
Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah, so spike that one.
Yeah, it was like was it a kneel down or a spike
nice.
hand?
Yeah, I was, the second to last play. A lot of people got it wrong and they were saying, it's when he took a knee. And that would have been hilarious, let's be completely honest. But it wasn't. It was the one before he took a knee. And God, that's bad, isn't it? Like, I didn't even spot what happened. Like, I was just watching it. It was a play, and then he limped a little bit. And I didn't even know. It wasn't until Alex, I think you text the group chat and you were like, oh, he's out. I'm like, he's injured? I didn't even see the hobble. Like, none of that news got to me. So yeah, that was bad. But in the good news, I'm just gonna chuck it straight to Alex to take one from your bangers. Can you give me the banger news from the Broncos?
Definitely can. Jared Stidham is gonna be the guy that starts for the Broncos in the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots.
Stiddy.
Sadly, Sean Payton had to do the the double press conference where he did his press conference, then went back into the dressing room, found out Bo Nix had broke his ankle and needed surgery today. He's actually having surgery today. And then had to go back out and tell the media. And when he went back out and told the media, he went, Stiddy's ready. And immediately, half the internet went, oh, the Broncos are winning this thing. The Broncos are absolutely going to destroy the Patriots. Stiddy. Not Jared Stidham. Not Stidham. Stiddy. Stiddy. My guy.
Jared Stidham, no chance. Stiddy, Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. You've got to have a nickname. Big Dick Nick. That kind of thing. If you only come in last minute, you need that and you'll be fine.
You'll have a nickname. And this prompted the best tweet of the weekend, in my opinion, which was from Nick Foles.
Up on screen there.
Do you want to read aloud?
For audio listeners, here is the tweet read aloud by Joel Hewitt.
All right. Note for the Broncos and their fans. This is obviously BDN. That's Big D Nick. Note for all the Broncos and their fans. I know it has been an emotional 24 hours. I feel for Bo and the team, and I'm sending prayers for a strong recovery. Hold on. I just realized I can do something here. I'm going to start again. Note for the Broncos and their fans. I know it's been an emotional 24 hours. I feel for Bo and the team, and I'm sending prayers for a strong recovery. A positive note going into the game versus the Patriots as they struggle against backup QBs in championship-type games. BDN, what a guy. What a guy.
What a hero.
Didn't know that we had backing tracks, did you?
Are they legal this time?
Yes, they are supplied by StreamYard themselves. There's some really cool ones. We can go into space. Yeah. I'll say
that's
the rest
not going into space. That's going into a specific part of Baltimore. Thanks for applauding my chat. That was great.
Some canned stuff as well, so that's fun.
Nice
Nick Foles. God bless him for really saving the day for all of the Broncos fans, because the thing that they needed was Nick Foles to step in and tell them everything's going to be okay. And I believe him.
Yeah.
Steady, let's go.
Steady.
Yeah. Good times coming out of the Broncos camp. Keep your head up, everybody. Person of Doom, Pete, go on one more.
Last one, Zach Charbonnet, which is quite an interesting one for Seahawks, kind of 1B running back. He's in that tandem with Kenneth Walker. He tore his ACL, and that means he will almost certainly start next season on the PUP. He'll miss the beginning of the season. More than likely, could probably miss the majority of next season, which sucks for him, and it sucks for the Seahawks because although it was a nightmare from a fantasy point of view, predicting where those points were going to go at that running back position there, he's been really, really good for them. And it also puts them in a bit of a tricky spot because Kenneth Walker's out of contract this offseason. So
Kenneth Walker's about to get paid.
Yeah. Or they draft running back, or they go running back in the 32nd pick when they won the Super Bowl.
I don't think you have to, though, when you've got Kenneth Walker there. I think he does a bang-up job. Pay him the £4-5 that you actually pay a running back. We'll club together. We'll get a GoFundMe going, and we'll be able to afford to pay Kenneth Walker.
So that sucks for them, and it sucks for him, particularly as they're in a positive position. They look like they could go all the way. And it's a shame that he's going to miss it. It really, really sucks for him. I don't think it'll be a massive loss necessarily for the Seahawks over the next couple of games, but obviously if Kenneth Walker gets injured, then they're down to Velus Jones at running back.
Yes, VJ.
Yeah, more on him later.
Ooh,
that's a tease.
Stay tuned. Love some of that. So then I'm going to bring it back up with it's not even that great a hiring. Eric Bieniemy back at the Chiefs as OC.
Yeah. So sleeping
Is
with
he going to
Bieniemy-
end up as the head coach?
No.
No.
Not
He won't.
No
not
chance.
this year. I'm just saying, is he there to then?
I don't think so, and the reason I say that is because obviously when he was the hot ticket and he was after all those head coach jobs years ago, and everyone was like, "Why aren't they hiring him?" He then just got fed up and went to coach at college and was pants. He was bad enough that when he came back to the NFL, he's been the running backs coach in Chicago this season, and he's done an amazing job. To be fair, Swift and Monungai, the only tandem in the league where they both got 750 plus yards, and has made Swift look like a legitimate running back one. So he's done a great job, and that's not to underestimate that. But I think he just is a good coordinator. I don't think he's necessarily suited to be a head coach. But he's going to be better than Matt Nagy, because since Matt Nagy went back, they've sucked.
I mean, if you're going to if you're going to promote somebody internally on that Chiefs, you promote Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah, completely.
Stevie Spags.
Yeah.
I'm
Because-
just adding nicknames to people this week. That's the whole shtick.
Yeah. So, but that'd be good. So it'd be interesting to. I think he'll do well there, and the team were really pumped. You even had like defensive players like Chris Jones being like, "Yes, get in," when he's
Not
back.
Chris
so,
Jones.
Yeah. Because their star defensive player.
Yeah, fair enough.
Oh.
I'm sure he is sat on his couch with his little fluffy slippers on, not being in the playoffs.
I somehow don't think they will be little. I'm there that they'll be fluffy, but I don't think they're little.
Do you think I could use one for a sack race? Is that what you're saying, Alex?
I was going to say you could probably use it as one of them little feet warmers that I've seen mums use, like underneath a blanket that are like
that's really
microwavable.
nice.
And you can like do that, and you put both feet in, and you just feel all toasty and cool there with your little like grey blanket and a hot chocolate from like a velvetizer or something. I can really see that kind of you living that life there.
It'll go nice with the scented candle that I currently have lit. Just get that out there. Yeah, it's got some.
Is that the slime from Ghostbusters too?
Oh,
It
it
looks
has
like
got a bit of a.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got a little bit of a thing.
It's coming to the end of its days. We are on a vanilla and strawberry at the moment. The cherry one ran out, so there we go.
Pour it into a toaster afterwards and let us know if it starts dancing. Playing a bit of Jackie Wilson.
You're on. That's the after credits that we've got on this one. On to Bangs and Trash.
Totally original, legal and distinct bangers and trash audio. Back to you in the studio.
Gets me every time. Completely forgotten that is still the audio for that, even when you referenced it earlier. Bangers and trash. I mean, clearly now at this point we're just talking about the playoffs and everything that we enjoyed, like from here until the end of time. So I'm gonna actually just stick it in as topic of the show. Sweet ship music. Some of you eagle-eyed viewers will notice that we've made a couple of Shawn Michaels references this week, and that's Heartbreak Kicks and Championships is the name of the show. And that's all because NFL memes like tweeted out, and they're like, if you're big fans of Shawn's and Mick's, then you're in for a hell of a weekend, because we have two Shawns and two Mikes in the playoffs. And then that led me down the path of Shawn Michaels, and here we are. What are the chances, man? Like, it's Mike's and Shawns, baby. Mike's and Shawns.
Yeah. I mean, good coaches as well. They are, if nothing else, you've got four very, very good coaches in there, and I don't think that's a coincidence. You've not got anybody being carried by a good roster like Philadelphia last year.
We'll get on to good rosters in a minute, but should we talk about the Sorry, I didn't want to do it.
Did you want to go in order?
Talk about the other. Yeah, let's do it in order. Let's do it as
do it in order.
Yeah, let's do it.
Save Pete a little bit.
So Buffalo, Denver. Obviously, we've talked about what happened at the very, very end, but God, this cinema, wasn't it? Like, I know people got fired because of this thing, but like, it's playoff football. This is that, where it must have been like week 11 or week 13 or something, where I was like, that was playoff football, and this is the exact game that was, where you just got two teams absolutely like hammering it, just points on points on points on points. I thoroughly enjoyed every single damn second of this game. I was so excited. I was like a kid on Christmas morning. What the teams combined, I'm just looking here, for 800 yards, 6 sweet ass turnovers. 50 first downs, and so on and so forth, and other stats and things. I'm going to start with turnovers. What an absolute weekend for turnovers. And Josh Allen getting the thoughts and prayers treatment on social media, whereas Jalen Hurts who had similar stat line, getting very much, he cost them the game.
Yeah.
I know box scores shouldn't be it. You watch both games simultaneously. One player was clearly better than the other player, so I don't buy into any of this. Oh, where was the same energy for Josh Allen? Like, oh, it's because he's the golden child and everything like that. But yeah, poor Buffalo, man. It's kind of poor Buffalo, poor Denver, and it also kind of, if not for Stiddy, it kind of felt like, because the Broncos won and then lost their QB, it felt like, should we ceremoniously say, you know what, we're going to pull out because the Bills, but good news, Stiddy, so we're okay again.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason when you always say this is the best week of the season, because this game like really set it up. I mean, it was probably a half and half week in truth, but this one really set it up as an absolute banger. And you're right, Nix was better, wasn't he? Nix was the better quarterback in this. It was, I mean, 3 touchdowns. His completion percentage was better. If we're going on that box stats, he just looked more confident. Josh Allen was trying to force things, but he was just making silly mistakes, which cost them as well. 2 of his interceptions led to 6 points for Denver, and that's the game. That's the difference.
And let's not glaze over the one just before the half. I was rolling in the aisles laughing at that one. It was like, I like the Bills. I fell in love with them during Hard Knocks. I had a big thing for the Broncos. This was a win-win game for me. But the second that they started to mess around and he lost the ball, I just laughed. I couldn't believe how hilariously Benny Hill that was. And Romo said it best. I think it was him in the booth. And he was like, there is so little chance of you scoring here. But if you make one mistake, the other team will. And that's exactly what ended up happening. And that just, you go into the locker room off the back of that play. And clearly, Denver also laughing from that. And then, Buffalo tried to come back and they outscored them 20-10 in the second half to take it into overtime, which, fair enough. But it never really felt like Buffalo was leading the charge on this one.
I actually really disagree. I think in overtime, Buffalo were like, I agree with you completely. They were awful during the game, and Denver deserved to win the game. But there's one thing we haven't discussed, and it's the catch or the interception that was there. And if that's a catch, it's within field goal range. Buffalo kick the field goal and they win the game.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about that. And I don't know about the rest of you two, but I personally think that's a catch. I don't understand how that's an interception in any way, shape, or form.
I thought it was interception. I sided with the refs on that. I did. It was a tricky one as well, because the problem is when you rule it that way, it needed to be clear and obvious to then overturn it, didn't it? They review all of them, and if it's not, if you go, you can't overturn it. And personally, my gut feeling on it was interception.
There was no decision that wasn't going to anger the other fan base. It didn't matter. It truly didn't matter. If it was an interception, one fan base gets annoyed. If it wasn't an interception, the other fan base gets annoyed. It was just sliding doors. There was no, oh, we got away with that one. It was like, if you're a Buffalo fan, clearly that wasn't an interception. If you're a Denver fan, clearly that wasn't an interception. If you're down the middle, split vote, doesn't really matter. I've heard them justify it so many times that I think I've been brainwashed into thinking it was, because they're like, yeah, but you can see that blade of grass at this exact time of day on a Saturday in this arena with that hand wearing that color means that, and they just find a way. I think the justification really was that control wasn't maintained as it was ripped out, essentially, to really Fisher Price it down to my first referee call. But it really could have been another ref looked at it and went, he's got hold of it, his ass is on the ground, and then you pulled it out from his hands. It's Buffalo's ball.
Which I think everybody would have appreciated if we spent a couple of minutes looking at it. We didn't spend a couple of minutes looking at it. We spent two replays looking at it. We spent two replays looking at it and then went, oh, yeah, no, it's an interception. Let's go. But, like, this is the moment that defines both teams' season. Surely you spend a couple of minutes on it and go, right, yeah, we're going to get New York involved. We're going to properly look at this completely. And this is the biggest game of the season for both these guys, for these refs, for everybody. It's the championship game. Let's do it. Let's do this. And look at it properly. But we didn't. We got two quick replays, and then it was like, no, it's an interception.
Yeah.
And that was what irked me, is that if you're going to rule it an interception like both of you think it is, great. Let's properly look at it. Let's properly have a discussion about it, and let's properly see it. But all of this has happened after the game. Let's have this discussion during the game. And the decision that they've said, oh, why we moved it quickly is because we wanted the game to go quickly. No, it's overtime already. We don't care about the time of the game.
Yeah.
The time, the speed, anything doesn't matter. What we care about is you getting it right. And spoiler alert, if you got it right, great. Stick to it. Because in another game, you did exactly the same thing, but then went the opposite way. And we'll get to that in a minute. Because what are we? No. Yeah. So
yeah, that's going to be both of those highlights. I'm going to call will be shown at the ref summer camp or whatever it is, and to be like, look, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to review this, and blah blah blah. And look, at the time, wasn't sure whether it was or not. I'm just saying that since the fact, I've been convinced. Like it's brainwashed me into going, hey, you know what? That's it. What blows my mind is, again, sliding doors. It's not an interception. Buffalo kicked the field goal. Bo Nix still has an ankle.
Yeah.
It's such, because it's not even like, oh, well, he broke his ankle anyway, so we wouldn't have carried on. No, they would have lost and Bo would have been fine. And I mean, it's not a big injury. He's going to be okay, and he'll be back like training like pretty sharpish. But yeah, it's such a small, minute butterfly flaps its wings somewhere, and all of a sudden we end up with, you won it, but at what cost? It's the cursed monkey paw, and you broke your ankle.
But the thing that, if you're a Bills fan, must have frustrated the living daylights out of you is that because of that play and how little it was, all of your guys lost their minds. And this again goes back to McDermott and why I think he kind of lost his job a little bit is because Joey Bosa got called out on so many more penalties after that. He had a PI and a roughing the passer.
Yeah.
Then he lost his mind. So that was what cost you the 35 yards that would be, because roughing the pass is 15, and then PIs whatever the advantage
Yeah,
is
where-
anyway.
It's half distance a goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. So they cost themselves it, and it's whatever. Bless them.
Yeah.
I'm actually just a little sad, to be fair. Like, the Bills are just all, bridesmaiding their way through the NFL. Even now, there's no Mahomes. There's no, Tom Brady. There's none of this. It's you're lined up like it was your year to do it. Nobody saw the rise of the Broncos apart from me, and it really should have been their year, so to speak. So what do you do? Just fire your head coach, I guess, and then maybe grab a receiver. I'm just having a look at the receivers for the game, and clearly, obviously, Dalton Kincaid at the top of that, and then you're Khalil Shakir, Ray Davis, Dawson Knox, and then James Cook being in the top 5 of your receivers. They've just got to sort that out. I think. I don't see anywhere else Buffalo needs to go than receiver heavy. Even if you get a shit hot rookie and grab some of the cool free agents and just have some depth there, they just need helping out, I think, because none of your receivers broke 100 yards either on a what Josh threw for 283 yard game, which in a different universe, I'm saying, hey, look, he threw for nearly 300 yards and he had all of these different receivers, and that's really great. But when all of these different receivers are B plus at best, and 2 of your best players are your tight ends, to me, that's rookie passing numbers. I always see rookies dump it out to the tight end. That's it.
Yeah.
With Bo Nix, we didn't see Cortland Sutton until the 4th quarter, I think. It was insane. When they said, and that's his first catch, I was aghast. It was just, I could not believe it. And he only ended up with 4 for 53 yards, which is enough to make him the 3rd highest receiver on the Buffalo team.
Can I give a bit of a shout out as well on this to James Cook, because he'll probably get lost in the fact that they lost that game, but he had another cracking week. 24 carries, 117 yards on the ground, another 24 through the air as well. He didn't get in the end zone for the 2nd game in a row, but he played well. And I think it's really tricky when somebody loses. There's a need to place blame, and I think that's why McDermott's gone. I think it was just a football game. It was a close game by 2 very, very good teams. They were up against the 1 seed. No, it was a close game. They lost a close game in overtime. These things happen, and I think it can be a bit of death by analysis. It was an entertaining game. Both teams played well. I would rather see Josh Allen in the championship round over Stiddy.
Oh, you besmirch Stiddy.
But I would rather see the Broncos with Bo Nix than the Buffalo Bills, because although it has to be said as well about Josh in this, that his stats and Bo Nix's were very, very comparable. I think Nix was better, but also there's a distinct difference in the quality of defenses as well. The Broncos have got a much better defense than the Bills do.
Yeah. Because Sean Payton's paying them to hit people.
Well, yeah.
What?
Allegedly.
No. Oh, gosh. Thank you. God, that was close. Oh, Sean Payton's lawyers were coming for us.
Yeah, he was charged.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Is what?
No, he was charged. He was, as in when he was in New Orleans, he was charged with.
Yeah, but allegedly at the Broncos is what we're saying. We're not saying
that
he is or he isn't. But
I don't know
Once-
whether he is or he isn't.
Once a cheat.
Yeah.
Go Saints.
Did you see the press conference as well before the game as well, where one of the interviews was asking about having a linebacker back and running downhill, and he was is such an unpleasant person, Sean Payton. Just giving them grief. He's like, "What do you know about it? What do you know about it?" Like, he's just a clown.
I love him. He's such a he's a dying art. Is Sean Payton? Everyone's going to be Sean McDermott going forward. That's the new prototype. But boy, Sean Payton, I hope he coaches for another decade. Easily can. We've seen the ghost of Pete Carroll carry the Raiders to the #1 pick. So let's just keep trotting out Sean. We'll wheel him out. We'll defrost him once a week. We'll just keep that husk going. Alex.
Although I will say the movie Home Team that is based on Sean Payton
with Kevin James
is a very, very, very good addition to the art of kind of good-ish football movies.
Is it? I assumed it was going to be rubbish because it had Kevin James in it.
No, it's actually pretty good.
Whoa. Have you not seen Here Comes the Boom?
Here Comes the Boom is mint, bro. Here Comes the Boom is awesome.
Thank you.
Mainly because there was an actual MMA fighter, and then he does what can only be described as the gritty with a 10-year-old, and is really, really excited because he's learning to be an American. Really, now it probably doesn't translate. It's probably really not good now, but it was pretty good. And then he throws up in an MMA fight. It's pretty good. Kevin James actually got in shape for that movie. So yeah, that movie's great. But I thought Joe was going to mention the absolute classic that is Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
You've gone with the sequel straight to Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Pete likes the first one. Clearly, he thinks he's a purist. He's a Paul Blart Mall Cop 1 kind of guy. Originally just Paul Blart Mall Cop before there was a second one. Now we have to say 1. It's like PS1, PS2. But yeah, Pete, save it for the Kevin James podcast, okay? All right. Next,
all right.
What an off season this podcast is going to have. I hope somebody's listing these out. We should next year, whenever we mention it, we should list it out and be like, "Oh no, we've got to commit to so many terrible ideas. Let's do it." Anything else on the Buffalo Bills versus the Denver Broncos?
Not for me.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. On to the Houston Texans versus the New England Patriots. Gosh, I'm coming out of the gate. I am either firing or trading away CJ Stroud. That's it for me.
The Texans have refused to discuss an extension for him, and he's due his fifth year pickup
option
at least.
Yeah, he has, and a few people have said it, so it's not an original thought by me. He's wasted an elite defense there. His head was on a wobble. I don't see that getting better. That to me is enough to be like, I have lost faith in you. Unfortunately, this is the time where you go, right, well, we can't draft one, so are we taking a Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, and wasting a year trying to get a veteran in and wasting another year of that defense? Because you're not going to get lucky and trade a Goff Stafford situation and make your way through. And they're not the 49ers. You can't just drop a QB in there and they'll be fine, because if you could do that, then CJ Stroud would be fine. But it's not even that he lost his head. It's that if you go, great, we made the playoffs, but we're really don't trust this guy to take us to the next step. It's the Andy Dalton at the Bengals. The second that you get in there, you're gone. And immediately, this CJ Stroud gives any defense in the second round of the playoffs the confidence that they can rattle him and that's it. That's all they've got to do. You get a defensive line that goes up against CJ Stroud in a likelihood the wild card game next year. They're going to be all over him. They're going to eat him alive. So I'm backing out of CJ Stroud.
Yeah, the most damning thing for me was when it finished and he was interviewed afterwards and he says, "I'm still picking up the offense." Like, you're 2 weeks into the playoffs and your defense
Alex
is so
retreated
good.
into his jumper for anybody listening.
Yeah, you've had, because that defense is so good, you've had so much time on the field, or so many opportunities to have time on the field because they're a nightmare to score against. That's not acceptable. That is absolutely not acceptable. Sam still learning the offense at this point. It's just not. He has got some valid excuses. The line sucks, I think, because they haven't. Because the defense is so good, because they're not in a position really to draft his replacement, I think they have to go O-line this coming draft, and that will make a lot of sense because it will give him a better opportunity, put him in a perfect position, give him no excuses, see if he grows, and if he doesn't, a strong O-line always helps a rookie coming in. And if it all goes tits up, just go and sign Mac Jones. Just pick Mac Jones up because he's just a backup in San Francisco, and then see if because you only need to be league average with that defense. I mean, that's all he's really had to be so far, but his head just went. He looks so different from rookie CJ Stroud. I don't know what's happened to him because this isn't just. I know he was without Nico Collins. I know he's got a bash line. They are mitigating circumstances, but they're not mitigating to the point of how he played this week. It was
sticking his lip out like he was Cam Newton in the Super Bowl that did it for me. He didn't. The funny thing about American sports, above any other country, is they're all about personality and whether or not you are a team leader and how you present yourself. And moping on camera with your hands in your pockets is just schoolyard, and that I hate. That's why I hated Cam Newton. Even when he convinced me to like him, I remembered what he was like when he was in the Super Bowl, and that was enough for me. So CJ Stroud just, he had the defense just kept giving him the ball, and he kept giving the ball to the other defense. Like, it's unacceptable. And look, I couldn't do it. That's fine. It's easy for me, 6'2" in Yorkshire, to say that I could go out there and do any better. Absolutely not. But you know what? I wouldn't mope.
And the bizarre thing about this is that as bad as he played, as awful as he was, let's just read that stat line out there because it does tell a lot of the story. Under 50% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. And yet, going into the fourth quarter, it was a 1-score game because that defense is that good.
The question that was made at halftime, and I saw all over social media, was why are we not dressing Davis Mills?
Yeah.
Why are we not? Davis Mills would give us a better opportunity to win here. Davis Mills isn't a turnover machine. Davis Mills could see over the O-line just by looking up because of the size of the man's neck. Like, he is...
The human periscope.
He's a human periscope. He's an absolute weapon. So if you're the Texans, right, I'm looking at ESPN's mock draft for literally pure difference because I don't want to go all the way through PFF and just glaze them. But they've got them drafting Emmanuel Pregon from Oregon, and Oregon did really well in the playoffs this year, and Pregon is ranked 4th in guards that they're going to be coming out with. So that would be immediately great for them, and it would be an upgrade. But we've talked about Davis Mills when he came on, when CJ Stroud was injured earlier on in the season, and Davis Mills won them 3 games. And we were like, why have we not seen more Davis Mills? Why are we not doing this? So can we see some more Davis Mills, please? Because I think that he would do an equal job He wouldn't be as flashy as CJ Stroud. He wouldn't be as mobile. He wouldn't be as runner. But hey, you don't need that. You just need a basic white man to be able to do it. And that's David Mills. That sounded really bad, but you understand what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
That sounded awful.
Absolutely.
So I apologize.
The thing is, the really tricky position that puts the team in is if you do that, if in the divisional round you pull your starting quarterback for Davis Mills, you're basically condemning them to the scrap heap. They are done. They're certainly done at that team because
Tell that to Bryce Young, mate. I disagree. I absolutely disagree.
In a divisional round, when you've won 10 games, is very different to your rookie season when you are playing bad and you've got poor protection. At that point, 4 years in, that 3 years in, 4 years in, 3 years in, 3 years in.
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah.
So at that point, you're saying you're not good enough for this, and I think you've got to be ready to move on from it if you're going to do that. I don't think that's necessarily the worst decision. I don't think they'll do that. But I can see the pressure that it put them under. I can absolutely see why that was, we can't really do this, and throw Davis Mills in there. And also, yes, Stroud wasn't great, but we have to give some credit as well to the Patriots, because the Patriots have been they've been a top 10 defense all season, and they were playing out of their skin.
Did they actually beat a good team, though? They beat a good defense, but did they actually beat a good team? Like, if you get ball turnovers, you're going to win the game.
All week, well, not all week, but for the past couple of days now, and it's like, look at the Patriots, like, road to the championship game, and in hindsight, it looks a little bit like a joke. We knew that they had one of the top 3 easiest strengths of schedules. So that's perfectly fine. You can't blame them for that. They sucked last year, so like it's their prerogative to do so. So they look good because they are competent, but nothing really wowed me. But is that just good football? Like, I wasn't there being like excited by the Patriots. I was just there watching a football team play football against a football team try and play football, or at least half of a football team play football. It's the defense to keep trying to keep them in.
They're Southgate's England, aren't they? Basically.
Here it is.
They're good, very good defensively, really boring to watch, which can sometimes hide as being not very good and beating bad teams and getting there. And they'll get to the Super Bowl. Spoiler.
Now they go up against a backup. I mean, look, love to Stiddy. But like, it's again the New England Patriots. If they win, it's going. The headline will be they beat a backup QB and now they're in the Super Bowl.
The meme that I've seen is the Jesse from Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with it.
Hey, look, every other team had the opportunity to leapfrog the Patriots. And they did not take it. But yeah, I guess we've spoke a lot just about CJ Stroud on that. Any like takeaways from the Patriots themselves? Good, bad, ugly.
They were good. Drake May got 3 touchdowns. You mentioned earlier on, there's a lot of interceptions. One of those big things, I said it the other day, this week there was 12 touchdowns, 12 passing touchdowns, and 13 interceptions, or the other way around, maybe 13 and 12. But either way, it was pretty much 1-for-1 touchdowns and interceptions, whereas Drake May, 3 touchdowns, only the 1 interception, which is elite this weekend. I think the only person that didn't throw a touchdown this weekend, the interception, might have been Sam Darnold.
It was.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford did throw one, but it wasn't given, but we'll come back to that.
I wasn't. I'm not even going to mention that, man.
We'll come back to that.
We can skip the whole game.
But May is good, and I think it's unfair to diminish what he's done this season. You can only beat the teams in front of you, and he's done that consistently from a team that was picking top 5 in April.
Yeah. Also, Keishon Booty looked great, didn't he?
I love Keishon Booty.
Yeah, I know you do. I thought I'd give you the opportunity to just have a little word. I realized that he only had 3 receptions, but it felt like he was all over the place.
Yeah.
Like that's mad.
He's such a good weapon for them because he doesn't get many targets. Targets are deep, and he's fast. He works really, really well there, and he's a nightmare to cover because Stephon Diggs pulls all of the attention. And I traded for him in loads of fantasy leagues this year, not necessarily because I think he's a great fantasy asset outside of best ball, but just because I really like him as a player. I like having him on my team. He's like a mascot.
That's good. You've got to have a stable of boys. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's my John Brown, and I think this year he was
Hall of Fame.
What rank did he finish? I can't tell where he finished this season, but he wasn't particularly amazing. But he's just a great weapon there. 2nd round pick, I think he was. Yeah, and there's targets up for grabs behind Stephon in that offense.
Yeah, and look, they've got 2 comparable running backs. You've got to check it out there. I recall laughing real hard at the Patriots because the running backs cost them however many fumbles in one game. I think it was 4, maybe 5 between Henderson and Stevenson. But now they're kind of like 2-headed dragon. I don't know if we have a nickname for these 2, Sonny and Cher, Bebop and Rocksteady, Tom and Jerry.
The Golden Sons, maybe.
The Golden Sons, because they're Stevenson and Henderson.
Yeah.
I like it. The Swedish connection. But yeah, I thought they looked great. And then, you know what it reminds me of? I just realized because the 3rd highest rusher was Drake May. You know, in the Mighty Ducks, when the Bashams take on the Chinese kid as like the 3rd Basham, it feels like you've got Stevenson and Henderson as the 2 kind of running backs, and then also Drake May there as part of the team. I like it. That's cool. Love a little. Is that the Disney movie reference of the day so far? I think.
Yeah,
we spent about 45 minutes talking about Kevin James.
Yeah.
Okay, but there we go. We found that. Tick that box for your podcast bingo. We mentioned a Disney movie. Yes. On to the game I was most looking forward to, like a chump. Look, I love the result. The result is what I'm kind of here for, but I was a little disappointed at the Seahawks versus the 49ers. It was summed up for me when somebody tweeted, "Never has a game before been won on the first play." The second they returned that touchdown from the kickoff, I think it was in 13 seconds. Even I was sat there and I was like, Seattle have won. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no way that they haven't. Obviously, they registered an earthquake, which is what they do. They're famous for it. But yeah, God, it was all gas, wasn't it? It was hilariously bad from San Francisco. Even they dragged in Mac 10 for a little bit, which I didn't notice because, right click, save as, just whatever clone facility you've got, they broke the seal on generic white guy and chucked him in there. I didn't even realize Mac 10 was in until he turned sideways to throw the ball, and I was like, oh, Mac 10 there. All right, fair enough. And I was watching this game.
They thought he was going to do the hidden knuckle puck, like at the end of Mighty Ducks 2.
Thank you. Good. Keep it going.
Bring it back.
That was a deep reference.
Love a knuckle puck. Yeah, Seattle just hilariously good. It's a shame about Charbonnet, obviously. I actually just before we do, there was I saw a I don't want to call it a highlight, but a replay of that CJ Stroud's throw was so bad that the person broke their knee trying to catch it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Was that person injured?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I can't remember who it was. I saw that as well. I forgot to put that one in. Yeah.
So his ACL.
Everybody does their ACL.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that one, like absolutely, like threw me, like, oof, not to jump back onto there, but yeah, I was just thinking of people that have hurt themselves in that sense.
It was Dalton
And
Schultz.
yeah,
Oh,
was
yeah,
it?
tight end. Okay.
Oh God, oh, that's actually quite bad. Sam Darnold saw no ghosts, didn't actually have to spend a lot of time doing anything. Completed 12 of 17 in a game where they scored 41 points. He threw the ball 17 times in 3+ hours.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, and only one touchdown as well. The fact that
Yeah.
he threw for fewer completions and fewer yards than Brock Purdy. And they won 41-6. That's
Nuts.
and he only threw one touchdown. It's bonkers. And some of those stats will be slightly skewed because they only played 3 quarters. Because he played the full game, didn't he? But
He did the full thing for some reason.
a lot of the starters got pulled in the fourth quarter because might as well rest you up for the championship game because these guys aren't doing nout.
Yeah, like Demarcus Lawrence got 2 forced fumbles because the 49ers offensive line decided to finally crumble. Like Ernest Jones, the 4th, by the way. He's Ernest Jones the 4th. He's not just Ernest Jones. He is the 4th one. Like he also got a forced fumble, and like this is the difference. It's completely that. Like I saw somebody tweet out what happens when Glock Birdie and Mac 10 run out of bullets. This game is exactly what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is just them trying to shoehorn in a name, but in the pre-game warm-up, they were talking about the Seattle defense and they referred to themselves as the dark side, and I don't like that. That doesn't feel like I can say that. This podcast definitely can't. Like, there is not a great deal of representation. Alex might be the whitest person I know.
But he's also ginger, so he's a minority, so it's fine.
That's that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point. He's protected. Like, pandas are fine now, but Alex is dying out.
As long as I got my back to 50, boys, we're all good.
50?
Call him the Red
You're
Panda.
kidding.
That's a good nickname.
You need one of them umbrellas that they used to have in the good old days to stay out of the sunshine. You, bless you. I want to throw it out to Rashid Shaheed. What a generational game that boy had. He was everywhere, and I just absolutely loved it. He was rushing, he was receiving. I think. I was just having a look at his receiving stats. Is 0 for 0. He had 2 targets, but he didn't catch any of them. And he's probably going to have to step it up now with Zach Charbonnet being out. But 2 carries, 27 yards. Kenneth Walker obviously did Kenneth Walker things and did the hat trick of touchdowns. So, yeah, just wanted to chuck that one out there because Shaheed just nailed it. Loved it. Enjoyed watching him on there.
Can I go on, Pete?
I was just going to say as well, the fact that they did this with Jackson Smith and Jigba getting 19 total yards is bonkers. I mean, he still caught the touchdown, which was was very, very good touchdown.
It was a very good touchdown. I forgot about that.
But 19 total yards as well. Like, it's all right. We've got rid of your main weapon, despite the fact that our defense sucks because everybody's injured, which is obviously the issue for San Francisco. But it wasn't the defense that let them down; it was their offense. They couldn't do anything. Bonkers.
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey did everything that he could do to try and carry the 49ers. 11 carries, 35 yards, 5 receptions, 39 yards. He was there. Whenever you turned, that man was just like a ghost. Just all over the place. He just kept popping up and scaring people, but didn't find the answer.
One quick shout out, and it's a media shout out. Can we give a shout out to Will Gavin? I don't know if you've seen his clips over the past couple of weeks. Gavin, the TalkSport 2 commentator, who is the English guy getting loads and loads and loads of recognition for his absolutely amazing stuff. Yeah, he's been awesome all throughout the season. I've followed him all this season, and I think he will get a USA job next year.
And while we're shouting the British people due for promotions, the Seahawks defensive coordinator, Aidan Durdit, is from Middlesex. And absolutely, he's got to be looking at a head coach job. Maybe not this offseason, it might be a bit early, but if they win, there's going to be people that are going to be interested and they're going to want to take him on board. He's just done a fantastic job with that defense. The defense Darnold's been good, but he's had a few weeks where he's fallen off a bit and it's just not really worked. The defense really hasn't. He's just been great all the way through. So
yeah,
I play to him.
Yeah, close enough. Welcome back, Legion of Boom. I refuse to call you anything else. The problem here with this game is that all we could do is just keep talking good things about the Seahawks, which is kind of the opposite of when we were talking about bad things about the Texans. That's the difference between these two games. Like, New England didn't play phenomenal and win. CJ Stroud and the offense of the Texans played poorly and didn't win. The Seahawks offense played amazing and their defense played amazing. Like, that's it. That's the team. Like, whoever goes through from the NFC, like, good luck, Patriots. I mean, obviously, Steady. I don't know why I give them the A-Town sign, but Steady or the Patriots are going to absolutely get just destroyed by the NFC team. Like, and who is the other NFC team? I guess we should probably end up discussing that next.
Who wants to go first on this one?
The Rams Bears, eh? Like, God bless. Like, I wasn't even rooting for the Bears, Pete. I was rooting for you. Okay, you affected people this year. Your absolute passion for this terrible, horrible football team that somehow convinced you to support them, and then they went and did the ultimate betrayal and became good. Like, how dare they? Okay, they did the worst thing possible, and they were phenomenal to watch all damn season and all the way through this game. And maybe the greatest pass I've ever seen in my entire life. I might have had a few beers at this point. God damn.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been more upset for a person and not a team / city than I was seeing that the Bears lost. It was horrible.
And I want to be balanced on this game, but the reality is
you've not been balanced all year, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is the one.
The Bears were the better team. What really surprised me in this game, that just completely shocked, was that the best unit, special teams, offense, defense, on that entire match was the Bears defense. And that was completely unexpected. Now, going into the season, the Bears defense their secondary was seen as a strength. So having Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Jaquan Brisker, Kevin Byard, Tyreek Stevenson, and then obviously Nashawn Wright came on and started to did really, really well with the interceptions, and they signed CJ mid-season as well. But they've been so beat up, and even when they started to get healthy, one person would come back and someone else would go out. Jalen Johnson's admitted he's not fully healthy. The linebacker core, 66% of the starting linebackers were out this week. So I messaged you before and said, I'm going to give you a detailed reason why I think the Bears are going to lose this game. And all the reasons that I gave, I said, actually, the wind has slowed down now. I thought it was going to be really bad if the wind picked up for the Bears, because I thought the Rams will just pack the box and it'll be an issue. The Bears' defense was awesome. Brisker, Gordon, Gardner-Johnson were all over Stafford. He got sacked so many times. And the fact that they've been a really, really good offense with a turnover-reliant defense all season And the fact that they lose when the defense finally puts it together is so frustrating and so upsetting, because you could see it was theirs to win. They dominated time and position. They really limited that Rams pass attack, which was a shame. But the offense just didn't work. And again, I'm not going to blame any one person. There's a lot of people blaming, whether it's, I'm not going to blame DJ Moore because he made some really big some big catches in that game. He made a mistake.
The J stands for jog, by the way, in DJ Moore.
Yeah, don't jog more. Yeah. So there's DJ Moore in there. Some people blaming Caleb for an errant throw. I think that rep was a bit of both, and we can go into that in a little bit more detail.
Well, no, let's because I'm so happy Caleb went the opposite way than what I thought he was going to, and I don't mean the pass. I mean that before he was drafted and the way that he was in his rookie year and his dad and all this, that, and the other, I just saw Cam Newton. And then in the press conference when they were talking about the DJ Moore thing, he was thoughtful. He explained the situation. He blamed nobody. He had a really, really nice like knit jumper thing on. That swayed me a lot, to be fair. And I just thought he sounded so mature. And I was like, God damn, like, well done. Just changing the narrative on yourself. I completely turned around. Won't have a bad word said about him. I hope more men start painting their nails.
Yeah. He did well on there. And there were a lot of drop passes, and we talked about this before, that there's going to be more drop passes because of how hard he throws it. We talked about this last week, and it's going to happen. And it was really, really cold. Yeah. But the first drive, Rome Odunze had the ball in his hand. It was slightly behind him, but it was in his hands on the goal line. It was a touchdown. It should have been a touchdown. They came out with nothing. And that's the difference between winning and losing. They had several others. Loveland dropped a couple in there. Zacchaeus didn't drop any. Like, it was that thing when we first started. I just messaged you going, Caleb, for fuck's sake, more. Yeah. Like, Alameda, fair play. Because he didn't. And he's the only one that didn't.
He only had one reception.
Yeah, but he didn't drop it.
100%.
Exactly. And that's all we can ask for.
He had 2 targets. So yeah.
And that's fair. They lost the person that they needed on that final drive wasn't on the field, which sucked. And that was Colson Loveland.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's there. He's the guy that they go to in those because he's such a matchup headache and he's so massive. It's really hard to stop him. I don't blame Ben Johnson for going for not going for 2 points at the end. His logic was right, and I stand by it. And the logic was our short yardage situations have not worked all day. They hadn't. They'd kept failing on 4th down on all the short yards. It just not worked for them. They were playing better than the Rams, and it didn't matter. He wasn't worried about the Rams scoring again because they weren't doing very much on offense, and they didn't. There was one miracle pass that carried on that overtime play with that unbelievable catch from Devontae Adams out on the sideline. It was so good, but the Rams weren't doing very much. And the play call that he got that would have got them into field goal and game-winning territory, the play call was right because that section of the field was wide open. If DJ Moore had stopped a bit earlier and came across, that wasn't his route. So it'd have to be a heads-up play going, actually, I'm going to come back into that step. And there's a bit of a miscommunication. But I think the play call was right. It just didn't execute. I'm not going to blame Ben Johnson for that. And they would have won. They were 15 yards away from being in the championship game. These things happen. That pass. We said it last week after the 4th night against Green Bay. I said, that's the best pass I've ever seen until next week, when Caleb does something ridiculous again. And lo and behold, every week,
he ran backwards 15 plus.
Yeah. He started on the 14.5 yard line. He was at nearly the 50-yard line.
Christ alive. And
it was so
to be on your back foot and to leap in the air. And some people are like, oh, it was desperation. It wasn't. He didn't throw that there by accident. That was, I know exactly where he is going to be because you practice, you know the timing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he knew he was going to be there in time for that. Like,
He signaled Cole Kmet at the start of the play.
yeah, well, there you go. The thing is, like, it wasn't receiver runs into the end zone, runs one way, runs another, waiting for Caleb Williams to throw the ball. It was, I am here, and Caleb should have been stood still, being protected, waiting to do that throw, but he took the 3 seconds that he would have been stood still to go even further back. So he made the same throw. He just added 20 yards to it, which is insane, because he was like, I know that I have to set my feet and he's going to be there, and I believe that he's going to win that matchup, and he did, and I swooned. And it's very rare that something like that genuinely gives me like butterflies, and I was like, God, like you could hear the Foo Fighters, like My Hero, as it was something's like 50 yards in the air. I think I saw the stat 52, that it was just that wonderful arc, and he dropped it in the bucket, and that was it. Like, it's game over, don't care who wins, like we all win from here. What an absolute pass.
The longest
there needs
red
to
zone
be
pass in history.
there needs to be a nickname for it. That's the helmet catch, the one-handed catch, the this, the that, the Hail Murray. Like, there needs to be a clever nickname so that we can generationally sit grandkids down and say, remember the 25-26 playoffs, and I saw Caleb Williams make that impossible throw. Absolute cinema.
I would put, because NFL doing the rounds of Caleb made the catch of the year 5 times this year. I would put Caleb's top 10 pass of the year, so top 10 throws this year against the top 10 throws of any other NFL for their career. I would put these up against Mahomes' career top 10, Rodgers' career top 10, Marino's career top 10. Because if you think about, there's this one, there's the fourth night last week, which was ridiculous. There was that flea flicker to Luther Burden against the Cowboys. The one where it just went through everybody's hands to DJ Moore at the back of the end zone against the Browns. The game winner against the Packers to DJ Moore. It was just, if he can get the basic things right, and he still makes too many brain dead mistakes on some of those short and easy passes when he's not mastered his ultra instinct yet, as we talked about last week. Once he gets them, he's an MVP, Super Bowl winner, greatest player in the league. I think one of the ESPN hosts said, if Stafford retires this offseason, Caleb Williams is already the best quarterback in the NFC. I don't quite think he's there yet, but it's not a huge leap to get there at all.
You got to remember as well, he is only in his first year with Ben Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, this is only year 1 with Ben Johnson. We knew that, like, he's already taken a leap in year 1 because we knew he had flashes, and that's all it had been previous to this, was flashes. So Ben Johnson has unlocked something that can be harnessed and can be gotten better and done everything like that. And plus, the rest of the stuff's there. You've got the wide receiver 1. You've got the running backs. You've got the 2 tight ends that are both absolutely extraordinary. You've got the defense. What's next for the jump up? The offensive line.
What the hell do you do in the draft here? And are we likely to lose any of the coaches? Or are we thinking that they're going to go, oh no, we've got something here. If we stay together, we could take it all next year? Or do they go, hey, we had a good go, but now I'm getting a head coach job somewhere?
No, they won't. Eric Bieniemy's gone because he's the running backs coach.
Of course, yeah.
Mind blank. Sean, who's the defensive coordinator? Saints.
You'd know better than
head
us.
coach from last season. Just having a mind blank. I can picture his flipping face.
Dennis Allen.
Where's he gone?
Dennis Allen. I don't know where I got Sean from.
Oh,
Dennis
okay.
Allen. He's not getting another head coaching job. He's had 2 shots. He's not getting another head coaching job. The offensive coordinator is really, really young. The most he's been before as a tight end coordinator, and really is a Ben Johnson administrator. So he's not going anywhere. Their offensive line coach, who's been phenomenal, they've had 2 all-pro linemen this year, is Dan Rushar. He came out of retirement to be the O-line coach. He's not going anywhere. The interesting thing will be some of the pieces. They can easily, it doesn't take much to restructure their offense, to restructure a few contracts and free up 88 million of cap, but they have still got some decisions to make. Nishawn Wright's going to want a contract. Kevin Byard's out of contract. Tremaine Edmonds, Cole Kmet, DJ Moore. These are big ones that are on big money that might move. I don't think they will. I think while it's there, they'll just run it back as much as they can. They'll do a few restructures and just go D-line, D-line, D-line in the draft is all
Do you think
they'll do.
Moore sticks around?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Okay. What's interesting though, he wasn't there. Joe and the media went into the changing room after the game. He wasn't there. He didn't make himself available for the press conference yesterday either. So either he's not taking it well or he's keeping his head down. He's got a lot of unfair grief from Chicago fans. Now, the majority of Bears fans have been really happy. They all stayed and did huge round of applause and big cheers for the team as they left. Really sportive, but people on social media are clowns, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I hope they don't push him away because he's come up clutch time and time again this last few months.
Just heard something. Well, not just heard something. Read something the other day where somebody said, I'm pretty certain everyone on social media is a 14-year-old boy. All of this like nonsense that you see people arguing politics with people, and just think for a second, could this be a 14-year-old? It probably is, because they have access to the internet and just enough self-thought to argue with people. So the chances that the hate and vitriol that you're getting isn't going to be from anybody whose frontal lobe has actually developed to the point of being beyond 27. So the second I kind of read that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Any kind of like discourse that I see, I just assume that it's teenagers arguing with each other. If teenagers were arguing at a playground, you wouldn't go and stand next to them as a 40-year-old man and say, well, actually, I think you'll find that DJ... No, you just absolutely wouldn't. So don't get involved. Anybody that's watching, even if you do, assume that you're arguing with a teenager. And even when they think they're right, they're still shit at their GCSEs. So...
the one thing that I've seen that's been kind of proposed on DJ Moore, his cap hit next year is fully guaranteed, and it's like 27.5 million. He's like the ninth highest paid receiver in the league, so he's not getting cut. The only way he goes is if he is traded as a piece for somebody like Max Crosby. That's the one that I think there's a lot of fan service that Raiders need a wide receiver one, and Bears need a DE one. So using him as part of a compensation package to bring Max Crosby to Chicago makes a lot of sense for both teams for where they are.
I think, I mean, obviously we're going to spend an entire offseason pretty soon, which I can't wait for, which is just going to be speculation station every single week. But DJ Moore, send him to the Bills, if anywhere. That's the wide receiver one that they need. He's already used to playing in the cold. And getting knocked out of the playoffs. So, like, he is Bill's material, isn't he? Like, let's be completely honest. And he's a wide receiver one. And look, if you want him back, you want him back. Perfectly fine. If you don't, you don't. Doesn't matter. The Bears will be okay with or without you. I think Rome Odunze takes another leap this year. He's done enough this past year to warrant anybody that took him in rookie drafts and stashed him on your bench. I think year 3 is actually where he's just going to like blow up. And if DJ Moore moves across, this is where you get your Jackson Smith and Jigba year out of Rome Odunze. Because the hubris of all of that. Plus, I just want to like point out, Caleb Williams seems to be taking it really well. I saw him on the sidelines of the Blackhawks ice hockey game. Yeah, just loving life. Sat with a beer, let the man have a week off. And he came on camera and people cheered. And that was enough for me. I was like, Chicago have got him. He's having a good time. God bless him.
Balance and perspective works.
Yeah. To take it back to the to your cap situation, which is dreadful. It really isn't going to be good this offseason.
No, it's fine. Honestly, it's fine.
Okay.
Nice.
The one that could be a big trade piece, we've already discussed it and done everything like that. He doesn't have any guaranteed salary this week, and if you were to like just cut him and do that, like you probably said 15 million in cap savings, is Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, I think he goes.
Yeah.
He looked really. It's tricky because he was fantastic until he got injured, and then when he came up injured, he didn't look himself. So he looked really good at the beginning of the season. Same as Ramadunze. But I think he's going to be one of the obvious ones to go, and they'll go linebacker. Like I said, they're going to just go linebacker and defensive line pretty much everywhere, and then probably take another guard in the draft as well. And they might need to pick up another tackle because that Trapillo injury is really bad, and he might not be the same player when he comes back, which sucks.
Did they pick up CJGJ for more than one season, or was it just until the end of this
end of the season?
Is he free agent?
He'll get extended. He will get extended. I'm sure of it because I think he wants to. He's mentioned how much he's really enjoyed it here. He's got history with Dennis Allen. He knows it works there. It's a fun defense to play in for a slot plus safety, and there's flexibility there because Brisker's concussion prone, Bayard's old and might not come back because of contract, because he's 32-year-old that's just gone all pro. He's going to want a big contract because it's the last chance he'll get. So yeah, it'd be very interesting. Very, very interesting.
One thing that I will say just before we move on to this week is, win or lose, Joe has to be making bank on that Chicago song. It sounds pretty sad anyway. The guy Stranger Things, and it's kind of sad. Therefore, people are going to play it over highlights of maybe next year. And if they'd have won, it's sad enough to play it over highlights of people winning, which is strange. So well done, Steve from Stranger Things. You are going to be okay, and Caleb Williams is going to keep that song in the charts, maybe forever. Alex, have you got anything before we jump into this week?
It was UK official number 1 for 2 weeks.
Oh, there we go. If anybody doesn't know, Alex is a legitimate radio host. You can find him at
NottinghamHospitalRadio.com on a Thursday.
Break your leg in Nottingham. Go listen to Alex, or listen to him for free on the 5 Yard Rush podcast network of things. We really need to get the whole Rush Nation people together and do a draft or something, or a discourse or a relay. I don't know. There'll be something. Anyway, on to championship. Just wanted to give it a buffer. To be fair, haven't been able to use any of my drops. I spent a lot of time on those. So, all right, we're not Chicago anymore. Let's just get that. We're talking championship game. We're not talking Chicago anymore. I'm sorry, Pete. Let's just go ahead and bring up the matchups for this week. We've talked about it, here and there throughout anyway, but New England Patriots at Mile High, the Denver Broncos, City Nation, obviously going to be coming out of that, and the LA Rams going to is it Soldier Field? Seahawks? Forgotten?
No, Soldier Field, Chicago.
Oh, of course it is. And then I'm back in Chicago. Go on. What's the Seahawks place called? Lumen Field. Oh yeah, I should have remembered that because they had that gorgeous light show on the night where there were the Rivals gear and everyone. It was lit up like a Coldplay concert. Amazing, absolutely incredible. So I guess we'll go with the boring one first. New England versus Denver. Honestly, I would have just handed this to the Broncos if it were Bo Nix. Because, again, I don't think the Patriots have particularly played a good team. And even now, even with Bo Nix, let's say, I don't think the Broncos can necessarily... Nobody looks at them as the number 1 seed the way that they looked at Kansas City last year. Everyone looks at the Broncos, even with Bo Nix, and says, that's still doable. So the Patriots going into this, it probably would have been more 50-50. I think the predictor here that I'm looking at on ESPN is 58-41. Well, 58.4, 41.6, but 58-41 in favor of New England, which is crazy that with a backup QB, there is still only, I think the spread is 5.5 points, according to Sky Bet. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Broncos would have been
if the
favourites
Broncos
if
6
Knicks
points and
was
they
injured.
win. Sorry, go.
Knicks, I think they had the Broncos as 1.5 point favourites if Knicks was playing.
Right. So
that's
a 7-point swing the other day. It's one touchdown is in it
Mm.
because Stiddy's starting. And hear me out, Stiddy has the cool Stiddy nickname. What's Nick's? Hey? I'm not against Bo Nix now, but like what's Bo Nix's nickname? What do they call him? Bo?
New York. I don't know.
Who knows?
Post skills?
B9? No, N9. No. I'm trying to think of the IX being a Roman numeral. He doesn't have one, but Stiddy does.
So it does.
But
so
he's going up against the best nickname in sport.
Drake May.
I mean, I'm not betting on the Broncos, but I think this is going to be a really close game. I think the Broncos defense are going to play out of their skin, and Sean Payton can scheme creatively in the running game, in the short pass game. I think he will be into all of his bag of tricks to get through this week, and I think it will be a much closer game than people are expecting. I think I'm probably going to take the Broncos to cover.
Yeah, it hurts
to lose overall.
Yes, but lose overall.
It hurts a lot, but I agree with everything Pete just said. Sean Payton's a mint coach, and he will scheme this to the last 30-second of it. Now, there are some things you can't do, and Mike Tyson once said it. It's great to have a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
I love that quote. Everyone's plan until you get punched in the mouth. And everything's out the window. It's fantastic. And look, I love Sean Payton for obvious reasons. I've enjoyed the Broncos all season. I think that I'm a wrestling guy, okay? So like I fancy book things all the time. Just this morning, I fancy booked the AJ Styles retirement tour. It's beautiful, by the way. But the Broncos are going to win this in a controversial final call. I think, and look, conspiracy theorists will say it's scripted. It isn't. It's sports. But I think that something at the end is going to be, oh, you need to put 2 more seconds back on the clock, or that was never a catch, or that was so. There is going to be something that is going to be the most Sean Payton thing ever seen to get Sean Payton and the Broncos into the Super Bowl. And I'm not saying that the refs have been told this or anything. I can just see it being him chucking his toys out the pram, throwing a red flag, getting a call, whatever it is, and the Patriots getting screwed out of this. And during any replay or anything that we see afterwards, everyone is going to say there is no way in hell the Broncos should be there. I think it's going to be that close, and it should have gone the Patriots' way, but some stupid call at the very end is going to ruin it for the New England Patriots. I've just got a funny feeling about it. If ever it was going to happen in a game, it's going to be this.
I would love it. I would love it for Stidham as well. And I sort of started on this, just it has worth mentioning as well.
Who?
Say again, Stiddy. Apologies.
Thank you. Put some respect.
I was talking about his dad. His dad.
Oh, Mr. Stidham.
Mr. Stidham, yeah. This is the 15th year in a row that either the Pats or the Chiefs have appeared in the AFC Championship game. So, yeah,
Josh Allen, get better. All I'm saying,
Yeah.
Come
on, Broncos.
It's such a chance.
When was the last time that we had? It's 10 years since the Broncos have been in the AFC title game.
Yeah.
Is it roughly the same since the Seahawks have been there?
Yes, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Did they win 24
Yeah, I don't think they've been in since.
I don't think they've been in since.
I don't recall and that was the first game I ever saw was that Pats Seahawks Super Bowl, and I've never pretty sure I've not seen the Seahawks in an NFC game.
Yeah, that 2000. It was 2015 against the Pats, where Michael Butler intercepted Russell Wilson.
Yeah,
Was that 2015?
Yeah.
Well, it's 2014 season, January.
Oh,
2015.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want the Broncos to win. I think the Patriots just edge it.
Yeah,
The meme
look,
is better.
for nothing else, I enjoy the color orange more than I do seeing yet another blue team in a Super Bowl. So, like, give me the Broncos. Let's take that to the bank, which means anybody who's watching, Patriots gonna make it because I've had horrible luck on my accumulators.
Hey, we're not the 9-year-old girl. We're not that girl. Let's not put.
We should get that on a T-shirt, Alex. I'm thinking 5-yard rush. We're not the 9-year-old girl. Yeah.
Just rebadge some Wicked T-shirts. I'm not that girl.
There's been some really problematic things that have come out of my mouth out of context this show.
But at least you're not a 9-year-old girl that we know of.
Yeah.
You obviously also I don't know if you've read the description of today's show either, Alex, but there's a little treat in an Easter egg for anybody that has or hasn't. Yeah, so I mean, she finally got one, didn't she? And look, I backed everything that she said, but she thought that the Texans were going to win, so I took the spread on that one, which gave them +3 because I thought it was going to be closer than what it was. And in the end, I should have just gone with my gut, which was the New England Patriots. I just don't believe in the Texans ever. Even when they're good, I don't think the Texans are good. Like, honestly, even at peak JJ Watt, Deshaun Watson, I was just never in on the Texans. When they were having playoff runs, I just have never been in on the Texans. I should have stuck to my guns there, and I could have been £8.13 better off. But here I am, a poor man on the 42nd day in January, because nobody's been paid yet. Anyway, moving on. We are on to the oh no, I accidentally clicked on the Bears Rams results again. What I wanted to see was the games cast of the Rams Seahawks game. This is the one, isn't it? This is really the Super Bowl. These are two damn good teams that in a tag match, the NFC takes the AFC. There is no, both of these can take both of them individually, 2-on-1, don't care. The AFC has no chance in the Super Bowl this year. It's going to be hilariously bad, unless either Matt Stafford's back returns or leaves, or Sam Darnold starts seeing the ghosts, which I think Darnold could, if it weren't for the fact that he doesn't have to be on the field as often. I think when he was at the Vikings in the playoff game, he ended up being out there a lot. And then eventually the pressure gets, they just keep coming at you. They just keep coming at you. So then every little flick of the wrist, you're worried about things. Every time I look at the Seahawks on TV, Sam Darnold is sat on the bench warming his hands or looking at a Microsoft Surface Pro. I don't think I've seen him actually on the field. I'm not entirely certain he plays for them because he doesn't have the time to be out there seeing all of the ghosts. And I like the Rams. I think they're great. Since Aaron Donald left, I think that they are weaker as a whole. There isn't that one dominant, oh God, look out for. But this, just either way, the point spread here is 1.5, similar to what the Patriots Broncos would have been with Bo Nix. Give the whoever's got the +1.5, give it to them. Oh, sorry, it's 2.5. So give 2.5 points to the Rams. I would take the Rams on the spread. I think the Seahawks are going to win it.
I'm Seahawks. I'm Seahawks all the way. I don't think the Rams this last couple of months are the team they were at the beginning of the season, and I believe that although the Rams' edge rushers are very, very good, I think the Seahawks have got enough, and I think the Seahawks win this, and I think this isn't as close as the AFC Championship game. I think they win by 10 points in this game. Because
I just realised that we are at home as well for the Seahawks, and the 12th man is way back.
Yeah, it makes a difference. And Stafford didn't look his usual self on Sunday night, and I don't know if he's still nursing that hand injury. They said they played it down, but they're going to, aren't they, to stop Austin Booker just trying to headbutt his knuckles. So yeah, I think it's the Seahawks. I think they win the lot. Hopefully with an interception at the goal line in the Super Bowl.
The interesting thing is that, like, we've seen how to beat the Rams. The Bears just showed us.
Mm.
The Bears just showed us how to do it. Just stack the box so that they can't get the running game going, and make sure Devontae doesn't get the ball. It's literally it's that easy. All that's there. The defense is the thing that you've got to do it, because even though Sam had the running game to accumulate it and do that lot, he is capable of, as we've seen, seeing ghosts and phoning 4 guys with backpacks to try and get rid of them. But like, the issue of that is, do you have a good enough defense to get Sam Darnold and make him CJ Stroud for a day? That's the question.
I've been watching a lot of tape of his playoff game last year that he just absolutely failed for with the Vikings. And I would say here is the blueprint of how to freak him out. And you have the opportunity to go out there and do this exact thing. You're right. And I don't think the Seahawks crowd are, the Philadelphia crowd. I don't think they'll turn on Darnold the way that the Eagles would turn on Hurts. But they can be kind of dismayed and be like, oh, God, we finally got back. But really, is Darnold the guy? Should we have brought him in? And just enough to shake the confidence of everybody else, which shakes the confidence of him, so on and so forth. Also, just double team JSN. Force it elsewhere.
Force it to cut.
You have to. You've got to put 2 on him. I don't care what it is. You've just got to stop anything that he does. He's clearly wide receiver 1 of this season. And Darnold loves him, and he can do no wrong. You've just got to totally shut him down.
And the Panthers have showed you can beat the Rams deep as well, so that's a worry. That is a worry. If JSN can get in behind, that connection works. So that could be a
mismatch.
problem. Yeah.
Didn't think about that. Yeah, again, if you're the Seahawks, watch the Panthers game. Games against LA.
But do you trust Sam Darnold to throw it deep?
JSN's been doing it. Like, he's not been thrown to by Pete, Like,
steady on. But the one thing I will say as well, in Darnold's defense last year, he didn't have a great playoff game, but it also, that offense was just not working from like mid-November. The last back end of the season, they limped into the playoffs. So it wasn't, some of that was on Darnold, but it's not just on Darnold. There were other things going on there as well. So I think it's unfair to put it all on him. And I know for a fact that Minnesota wish they'd kept him, because they're a 9-win team with no quarterback this year. So with Sam Darnold, what could they have done?
Could have gone back-to-back 13 wins and be a contender. I think obviously we've talked a bunch about the Seahawks defense, but that does a lot for Sam Darnold. That's something that he has now that you can confidently rely upon. So you don't have to put the game on his back.
Yeah.
Should you need to, you can kick the field goal to go ahead by 1, and then know that your defense can end the game with a stop. You don't have to go, well, they can hold them and run that clock down enough time to bring you back in to then do the drive at the end with 3 timeouts and 42 seconds on the clock just to get within field goal range. I don't think he has to worry about that. I think that the other team has to worry about, oh Christ, if it gets real close and they're ahead and the 2-minute warning hits, they're just going to stop everything. They're going to empty the tank to get to the Super Bowl and then get 2 weeks off. So, it's what's a better way of saying poop or get off the pot? It's kind of just leave everything out on the field. It's just go. Yeah, it's now or never. Your season is over if you don't. So they can, and because you get that 2-week rest, I think you're all right. Can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. Horrible time, 11:30 p.m. On a Sunday. But this is what we do.
Yeah, and we've got 8 o'clock for the Pats Broncos game as well, so you can at least spend a little bit of time with your family.
Like one eye on the game. I want to get hyped for that, but I just don't. I don't mind who wins. I would rather the Broncos do than the Patriots. Fine, but I don't care if the Patriots make it. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh no, we're back here." It's a different team, and I'm quite happy for him. I like Drake May, and Vrabel and everything that they're kind of doing over there. So, Patriots in the Super Bowl, not a bad thing. A Broncos team in the Super Bowl with a backup QB is a fun story. Like it's a win here. That whatever the matchup is fantastic. I think we've, as a having to suffer through Eagles Chiefs last year, I think we have deserved a no loss championship weekend.
Can we have a combination of a Mike and a Sean in the Super Bowl though? So for 2 weeks we can reuse the Shawn Michaels thing.
I hope so.
Yeah, who's the best Mike? Who's the best Sean? Quickly, go.
Sean McVay, Mike Vrabel.
Sean McVay, Mike McDonald.
Shawn Michaels, you're both wrong. Okay, I'm gonna. He is a sexy boy. I don't know if you know this. Right? The heartbreak kid, Mr. WrestleMania, I think he called himself. Watch more wrestling, people. Let's do it. I love it when we go off the rails. Any final thoughts, boys?
No, looking forward to this week.
Very looking forward to this week.
I am also very looking forward to this week. Cool outro saying. So Vinted's pretty cool. And I like to buy Reebok jerseys from there. And I picked up a white number 28, white and blue Jones jersey. And it got here. Right. It was cheap. It was like £21. Okay. And I was like, oh, cool, Jones. Don't know, don't care. Just like the style, like to wear them, easy breezy. I assumed that it was a Colts jersey. It is not. It's
Cowboys.
A 2007 Dallas Cowboys for 5 points to your house. Which Jones is this?
Can I quickly Google it and then pretend I'm clever?
And we can hear you typing, so go for it.
I would never get it.
It's a running back from the early 2000s.
Felix.
Alex, you are absolutely right. Felix Jones. Yeah, absolutely. Go on Vinted, buy some Absolutely nobody wears them vintage NFL jerseys. Thank you and good night.